that continues until 3:45 for southeastern Newton and northeastern McDonald counties. Very heavy rain that has developed southwest of Stella and east of Goodman, and this continues to move northeast. If you're in Fairview or Wheaton, you're still in the path of that storm as well. Still some very good activity with that one as it makes its way off to the northeast. I'm Jason Rima, KTTS Storm Chaser coverage.
All right, Jason, dangerous weather situation unfolding, and we've been telling you throughout the day that these storms are capable of turning into tornadoes. In fact, we have a tornado watch that is in effect for all of southwest Missouri now until 11 o'clock tonight. We are also broadcasting live now on all of our Summit Media stations in Springfield. So if you're listening to Power 96.5, 106.7 The River, or KSGF, wondering what's going on, it's because we do have a tornado warning that is in effect for part of the Springfield metro area. This does not include the city of Springfield. However, it does include the towns of Ash Grove as well as Everton and Miller, because this warning is also in effect for northeastern Lawrence County as well as southeastern Dade counties. These storms tracking northeast at 30 miles per hour. The National Weather Service says that law enforcement has confirmed a tornado at 3:30 this afternoon. Power lines and trees were reported damaged in the town of Miller from a tornado touchdown. Again, that just coming in from the Weather Service. Apparent touchdown in Miller. Power lines and trees reported damaged. That's confirmed by law enforcement. A damaging tornado and ping pong ball size hail are possible with this storm. This does include the Miller, Ash Grove, and Everton areas. If you're in one of those communities, you need to be taking shelter right now, because we do have confirmed reports of a tornado touchdown. I'm going to send it back to Jason Rima to talk a little bit more about this, and also I'm going to get the system we monitor from the National Weather Service called up here. But Jason, any new reports coming in from the National Weather Service in just the last couple of minutes on what they just told us about a possible touchdown?
All right, yeah, Don, I'm checking to see if we've got any of those. Doesn't appear that there are any, but as you just mentioned, that confirmed tornado located over Miller, about 8 miles north of Mount Vernon, and it was moving northeast at about 30 miles an hour. Some law enforcement confirming the touchdown there about 3:30. Some power lines and trees down in the town of Miller and moving northeast there. We do have some mobile units that are in service. Let's go back to you, Don, so that you can send those to our mobile crews.
All right, let's send it to Joe Rios, who is standing by. And, Joe, you're in service now and headed north, I understand.
Yes, sir. Currently bypassing Sunshine, where we are heading northbound and going to head towards that parts of the northwest parts of Greene County. As far as the weather here, not much activity, just some light rain, but nothing. But if you look to the north from where I'm traveling, very dark, starting to see a little bit of lightning pops here and there. So just take your time if you're heading anywhere in that warned area for that tornado warning. We'll keep you updated as we start traveling north towards this system. Joe Rios, KTTS Storm Chaser coverage.
Thank you, Joe. And again, this is a dangerous weather situation. You're hearing the KTTS tornado warning tones. There was a report of a tornado on the ground in the Miller area at Davis and First. The National Weather Service confirming this, the spotting of this tornado on the ground in the Miller area. So this is why we have a tornado warning that's in effect for not only northeastern Lawrence County, which is where Miller is, but also west central Greene and southeastern Dade counties. This doesn't include Springfield, really not even Willard, but it does include the Ash Grove area. We also have a tornado warning that remains in effect until 3:45 for southeastern Newton and northeastern McDonald counties. And we have a severe thunderstorm warning until 3:45. That's for northern Lawrence and southeastern Dade County. So if you're in the Miller area, you need to make sure that you are in that lowest floor in an interior room. And also follow our tips. We have tips on KTTS.com on where you should take shelter, where you shouldn't take shelter. So that is something that you're going to want to pay attention to. We have that up now at KTTS.com. Tornado warning continues in effect. And let's see what this is that the National Weather Service is saying. The tornado warning remains in effect until 4 o'clock for northeastern Lawrence, west central Greene, and southeastern Dade counties. A confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado was located near Miller. or 9 miles north of Mount Vernon. It's moving northeast at 30 miles per hour. The Weather Service says this is a particularly dangerous situation. Take cover now. They're calling this, again, a confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado that is in the Miller area, moving northeast at 30 miles per hour. We have had some reports of some damage already starting to come in as a result of that, and I'm sure we're going to get a lot more here in just the next little bit as well. Let's see here. Yeah, we have more damage reports that are starting to come in. We have a rotation also being spotted off of Highway 76 from that storm to the south of Springfield. And let's see, Jason Ribas tracking the storm right now on KTTS Interactive Radar. Jason, what's the latest?
Yeah, Don, one of the things that was mentioned with that update, the latest update from the Weather Service, we'd heard earlier of power lines down, also reports of damage to vehicles there in the Miller area with that large tornado. You're going to notice some flying debris in the area. If you're caught there without shelter, as we just mentioned, you need to be taking shelter there if you're in Miller or in the path of that storm. This storm does seem to have moved just in the latest radar update just out of the town of Miller. And we don't have the bow echo that we had just a couple of minutes ago that was on the radar screen. So hopefully that's lifted. But we're not there, so we can't see that on the radar screen. Just watching it as it makes its way to the northeast right now. KTTS Interactive Radar showing this storm is centered just northeast of Miller, continues to head basically toward the Everton and Ash Grove area. It's been moving at about, I believe, 30 miles an hour was the last update that we had. And checking the latest from the Weather Service, not getting any late new updates there. Did have that tornado reported on the ground at Davis and First in Miller. That was about 3:30 this afternoon. So, Don, of course, we've been mentioning that one. That's certainly the most biggest concern that we have is that tornado that was in Miller.
That's right, and we're continuing to monitor reports coming in from the National Weather Service on that. Needless to say, though, if you're in the Miller area, you need to be taking shelter, as well as the Everton area, and also if you're in northwest Greene County or central part of Greene County, you need to be taking shelter from this storm, especially up around the Ash Grove area. Let's send it to KTTS reporter Joe Rios, who is in a mobile unit.
Now we're continuing to track north and west along bypass, making that approach around to Division, where it's starting to get a little bit darker and the rain is picking up a little bit more as we continue to move north. As far as the traffic flow, it's starting to pick up just a bit, but allow enough space between you and the vehicle in front of you, because a lot of slick road and the oil mixed up. You're going to want enough space because traffic is starting to pick up as we approach the 4 o'clock hour. But as far as the weather, down in this part, just like I said, a little bit of a rainfall. It's starting to pick up, darker clouds. Seeing some lightning bolts here and there throughout as we continue traveling north and west, heading towards Willard and Ash Grove. Joe Rios, KTTS Storm Chaser coverage.
All right, Joe, again, if you're just listening to us, we are continuing to sound the KTTS tornado warning tones because we have reports of a tornado on the ground. This is going to be in the town of Miller. We have gotten word from the National Weather Service that this is a confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado. That is in the Miller area, moving northeast at 30 miles per hour. It's a radar-confirmed tornado. Several reports of damage to power lines and vehicles have been reported. This is a life-threatening situation. Flying debris may be deadly to those who are caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be destroyed. Considerable damage to homes, businesses, and vehicles is likely. This is a bad situation here. If you're in northeastern Lawrence, west central Greene, and southeastern Dade counties, you need to be taking shelter from this storm that is in the Miller area, moving northeast at 30 miles per hour. We also have another warning that is coming over right now. Stand by for that.
KTTS Storm Chaser First Alert.
National Weather Service has issued a tornado warning for Ozark County. That goes until 4:30 this afternoon. This is a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado located near Diamond City. It's moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. Tornado and ping pong ball size hail are possible with this particular storm. This does include Bull Shoals Lake, towns like Theodosia, Gainesville, Isabella, Wilhoit, make sure that you take cover now if you're in Ozark County. This is a tornado warning that goes until 4:30 this afternoon. Tornado warning remains in effect until 4 p.m. for west central Greene County, northeastern Lawrence, and southeastern Dade counties. And we also have a tornado warning until 3:45, another minute from now, for southeastern Newton and northeastern McDonald counties. And we have a tornado watch for all of the KTTS listening area that goes until 11 o'clock tonight. A tornado warning also now issued for southeastern Taney County until 4 o'clock. This is a storm that is capable of producing a tornado located near Diamond City, moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. If you're in the Pro Tem area, this does affect you. So again, a tornado warning for southeastern Taney County until 4, a tornado warning for Ozark County until 4:30, and a tornado warning until 3:45 here, getting ready to expire for southeastern Newton and northeastern McDonald counties. And then we have the tornado warning that we've already had reports of a confirmed touchdown in the Miller area. This warning goes for northeastern Lawrence, west central Greene, and southeastern Dade counties until 4 p.m. We'll check in with Joe Rios out in the mobile unit in just a moment, but first of all, another check of KTTS Interactive Radar with Jason Rima.
All right, Don, let's take a look at the new ones that you just issued, the 2 tornado warnings there for parts of, I believe it was Taney County and Ozark County was the other one, and that is because of the cell that's just northeast of Diamond City. Zooming in right now on KTTS Interactive Radar, seeing some very heavy rain that is kind of south and southeast of Pro Tem. That's where that cell is kind of located at. And that's the area of concern right now, as it's kind of slowly making its way northeast. Well, it's moving at about 35 miles an hour. Could see some ping pong ball size hail with that storm, and checking to see if we've had any reports of any damage just yet. I'm not noticing any with that one, but we do want to talk a little bit about it for just a second here. We've got heavy rain stretching from around the Pro Tem area over toward Theodosia and Sundown. So you folks are in the path of that storm, as Don's been mentioning as well. So those are the tornado warnings for Ozark County and then also for Taney County until 4:30 this afternoon. Let's check in again with this storm cell that we've been watching, the tornado warning that's still in effect until 4 o'clock for northeastern Lawrence, west central Greene, and southeastern Dade County. We had some reports of a confirmed tornado on the ground in Miller around 3:30 this afternoon, and that did do some damage to power lines and some cars there. And right now that cell has passed out of Miller, but lots of heavy rain in Everton and really, northeast of Miller and in between Miller and Everton is where the main thrust of that is right now. And it's headed northeast toward Ash Grove and the Walnut Grove area. So if you're in those areas, places to be taking shelter. We've also been talking about that tornado warning, and don't want to forget about you folks. This one is still in effect until 4:30 for southeastern Newton County, northeastern McDonald, and northern Berry counties until 4:30. And very, very heavy rain that we're noticing on KTTS Interactive Radar. That's around the Stella area. We did get some reports of some possible damage in the Stella area. Let's see, law enforcement reporting that a tornado is on the ground in Stella. That's confirmed by law enforcement. So you need to be taking shelter if you're in Stella because of this tornado that is on the ground there in Stella right now. Some debris as well mixed in with that one. And folks in Wheaton and Purdy, you need to be in your storm shelters too because it is headed your direction, headed northeast. But again, that's a tornado on the ground confirmed by law enforcement in Stella. There in, I believe that's in Newton County this hour. Let's go to you, Don.
All right, Jason, let's check in with Joe Rios, who is tracking these storms, chasing these storms this afternoon for us.
We're currently heading northbound. We are just north of the I-44 bridge and the bypass passing the changeover churches. We're starting to head further north towards Willard. Some of the sides of the weather to be a concern is a lot more traffic. School is getting out. So if you're hearing this, just be aware of this tornado warned area that's within the county. It's in Greene County. It's in the northwestern parts of the area. So the traffic is starting to pick up. The visibility is starting to get reduced. Just a little bit of a fog mist as we continue to track north. As far as the rainfall, it's kind of a light, steady flow of rain. but the winds are starting to pick up just a bit as I see some of the trees starting to move back and forth as we're heading north towards the Willard area. So we'll keep you updated as we continue to make our way towards that system. Joe Rios, KTTS Storm Chaser coverage.
All right, Joe, and you're continuing to listening to continuous coverage not only on KTTS but also Power 96.5, 106.7 The River, as well as KSGF. As we continue to track dangerous storms moving across the Ozarks this afternoon, we have a tornado warning that remains in effect until 4 p.m. for west central Greene County, northeastern Lawrence, and southeastern Dade counties. This is a confirmed tornado near Everton. It is moving northeast at 30 miles per hour. Flying debris will be dangerous to those who are caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed, and damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely as well. If you're in Ash Grove or Everton, you need to continue to be taking shelter. This is the same storm system that produced apparently a tornado in the Miller area that has caused some damage. We've had no reports of any injuries yet, but we don't even know really the extent of the damage in the Miller area at this time, just that there was a tornado warning that was on the ground. So if you do have any information, please pass that along to us. If you have any photos to send and you can safely get those photos, whether they be hail reports or anything else, please send those, share those with us on the KTTS News Facebook page. And you can also send those to news@ktts.com. So again, here's why you're hearing the KTTS tornado warning tones. It's because we have a tornado warning in effect until 4 o'clock this afternoon for west central Greene and southeastern Dade and northeastern Lawrence counties. We also have a tornado warning that's in effect for Ozark County to the southeast of Springfield until 4:30 this afternoon. We have a tornado warning that is in effect now for parts of Taney County as well, the southeastern part of Taney County, until 4 o'clock this afternoon. So numerous tornado warnings that are going on right now for the Ozarks. Jason Rima continues to track these storms right now on KTTS Interactive Radar Emergency Management over in Newton County, telling us that funnel dropping back down at Carter and Urchin Roads. And also we had reports of a possible tornado in the Stella area a few minutes ago. Jason, what's the latest?
Yeah, Don, that was a train spotter that was reporting that tornado on the ground in Stella. In fact, now getting some reports that Stella Fire Department is reporting a cone tornado on the ground with some debris there in Stella. So it sounds like we're getting multiple reports of a tornado there in Stella. You need to be taking shelter if you're there. If you're in the Wheaton area or anywhere in between Stella and Wheaton, this one continues to head off to the east, northeast there, and that is a tornado confirmed on the ground there in Stella. Also, we've had some reports of, earlier that was in the Miller area, that confirmed tornado. Let's take a look at that cell that is affecting northeastern Lawrence, west central Greene, and southeastern Dade counties. It's in effect until 4 o'clock. This cell, as I'm trying to get my radar to cooperate here, the rain has moved mainly into the Everton area and just north of Ash Grove, continues to move off to the northeast toward Walnut Grove. So you need to be taking shelter there in Everton. That's still pretty strong, and checking that one to see if that could possibly produce something here. It's not as strong as it was earlier, though, so that's good news. We do have some very heavy cells still around between Pro-Tem and Theodosia. Heavy rain there. And did get some reports from a spotter in Diamond City where this cell first originated, that there was possibly something on the ground, but that's not been confirmed by the National Weather Service. So very heavy rain right now west of Theodosia as this continues to make its way off to the northeast at the moment. I'm Jason.